that play. Let it run on repeat. Hot take, one shot. Press play, new drop. Every day from the screen to your ears, all in HD. You already know who it is. Nick Madden TV. Nick Madden TV.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back again, y'all, to the Nick Madden TV show and the Game Changer podcast. We got a heavy debate today. We taking all-time two-way demons, and I'm with my guy DJ. What's up?
Yes.
Yes, sir. As y'all can see in the background, we got two dynamic two-way players: Scottie Pippen versus Kawhi Leonard. We here to talk about who gonna take it all today. What's up with it?
Man, see these dudes is like damn near alike. It's like A1, A2, you know. So it's like the only how you can figure out who's better, I guess you gotta see with the stats. Cause the
True.
gameplay is like, the gameplay, not far as like they games, like the way they play, it's kind of different. Cause Scottie Pippen, you know, I think Kawhi is a better shooter than Scottie. But Scottie, he more when you think of Scottie, you think of him, being a more defender.
Yeah.
And that can, he can also, he real athletic. He's way more athletic than Kawhi.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Yep.
but they pretty much they damn near similar alike.
You right about that. And Scottie Pippen though, you know what I'm saying? Chicago Bulls,
Mm-hmm.
6-time champion, you know what I'm saying, played alongside the greatest player of all time in Michael Jordan, and he had to hold his weight. So I mean, Scottie definitely got a good piece of the pie that he got
Yeah.
that could be debated against this
Yeah.
guy, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
matter of
And
fact, hey, you want to just me to bring up the stats right now? You got
yeah,
something
we'll
to
bring it
say
up.
about
And then
Kawhi?
one more thing before the stats.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Jordan couldn't do without Pippen, and Pippen couldn't do without Jordan. So,
Yeah.
we're just gonna leave it as that. But yeah, we're going to put the stats up.
I know y'all like to. I know y'all like to slide that little part in, but
Yeah.
that's true in facts, though. You know
Yeah.
that's true in facts. But here we go, y'all. We got the. We're gonna start off NBA champions, whereas in Kawhi got 2, Scottie got 6. Can you see the screen, DJ?
Yep. I see it.
Okay, then. I can read off the top of them.
Yep.
So the NBA seasons, Kawhi played 14, Scottie played
Yep.
17. Played a little
Mm-hmm.
bit with the Portland Trail Blazers and also played with some with the Houston Rockets.
Right.
Whereas in Kawhi, Spurs, where he created his name.
Yep.
In Toronto, where he
Mm-hmm.
earned his star badge,
Yep.
and now with the Clippers.
Yep.
Playoffs. The playoffs they done played, Kawhi he done played 12 playoffs. Scottie Pippen 16 playoffs. You know, that's pretty much neck and neck. You know,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Except when it comes with the championship, but that's a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
hard to try. The goal is to get a championship, but it's
And
hard
then
to.
especially in this time.
True, yep. And you know, probably got a little injuries and stuff might in the mix. And then you got
Mm-hmm.
All-Star game, All-Star appearance. Both of them equaled it out with 7. They got 7. So their career is pretty much almost neck and neck and things like that. Even, you know, for Scottie to be a
Yeah,
Rob.
that what I'm about to say. Like for Scottie Pippen to play 17 season and probably one of the best, the secondary man, but the only being the All Star game 7 times, that kind of, that's kind of that can get kind of tricky right there.
Mm-hmm. Yup. And like even him just being the Robin, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was able to, you know, get these accomplished. Boy, you know,
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
the season he done played. I mean, just playing
yeah,
alongside Jordan don't make you a no all-star, but he put in
right.
the work definitely himself. You want to read off the honors and awards?
Yep, yep. So right here, you got the Finals MVP. Kawhi got 2, which he got one with the not Houston. He got one with San Antonio, and he
Yeah.
got one with Toronto. Toronto, that's probably one of the best stuff I have seen from an NBA player. The way he just carried that team in the playoffs and then going to the finals. Now, when everybody say, because they beat Golden State that year, and Kevin Durant got hurt, and then Klay Thompson got hurt. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people going to kind of overlook Kawhi. 'Cause, he beat an injured team, but the way he brought his team to the finals. You remember that shot that he did against Philadelphia when he
Yes,
did
sir.
the little, had Joel Embiid leaving out the arena crying.
Yeah.
So Kawhi. So what Kawhi did in Toronto, that's some of the best shit I ever seen.
True, 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 true.
So now you got all NBA first team. It's tied. Kawhi got 3. Scottie Pippen got 3. All NBA teams. Kawhi got 6. Scottie Pippen got 7.
Yeah, they neck and
Well,
neck up there. Neck and
right.
neck up there. Neck and neck.
And then all NBA first team. You got Kawhi with 3, and you got Scottie Pippen with 8, which I'm kind of surprised on that one. I thought Kawhi would have a little bit more, but I
Yeah.
ain't surprised with Scottie Pippen because Scottie Pippen that's it. That was more of his strong suit on the defensive role.
Hmm.
All NBA teams. Kawhi got 7 and Pippen got 10. Defense Player of the Year. Kawhi got 2 and Scottie Pippen got none. Kawhi Leonard got 2 with the Spurs. And the steals leaders, they 1-1. So it's
Hmm.
like like I said, they basically A1, A2.
True, true, true. And then we also got the finals MVP that's 2-0
Mhm.
for Kawhi also though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you saying, Pippen being able to be a Robin, of course, I think some
Which there
probably
ain't
say
nothing wrong with being a Robin either, especially if you do your role right.
yeah, true, true, true. It definitely ain't nothing wrong with being a Robin if y'all on the same goal path because we need to get a
We're on the
championship.
same page.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
So
when you when you go back when you go back and watch that last dance, Pippen and Jordan wasn't like really just cool, like just like friends, like buddies. But the way they play, you would think they were like tight. But they just,
mm,
they had a mission and they did a role, and that's why they were so successful.
true, true, true. And like you saying, you wouldn't probably even know they didn't have the same amount. Well, but
Yeah.
still again, they wherever they was going through, they put it
Mhm.
aside.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I think they
Yep.
start having problems like a little bit alone down in the
Yeah,
career.
like when it's like when they were like pretty much like retired and shit.
Yeah, but Scotty man though, like to me with the eye test man, his shiftness, his
Hmm.
he light on his feet, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and he got that bounce, and like I
Yeah.
said, he pretty much was the shadow of Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He might wasn't as great as Mike with the scoring and all,
Hmm.
but he had the same mentality playing. We had everything just like Mike
Yeah.
had, you know what I'm saying. So
Cause Jordan played real good defense. Scottie Pippen played real good defense. He might
yeah,
wasn't as a good of a shooter, but he can, he was a streaky shooter. 1 minute he could be on, and the next minute, he might struggle. But at the end of the day, he'll knock him down when needed.
yep, for real though, cause hey,
Scotty
he
also,
him. Go ahead.
also Scotty was one of the most versatile players ever. So Scotty did everything great outside of shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
up until that time, we really hadn't seen no point forward like a Scottie Pippen. Even when the Bulls met the Lakers in the finals, they put Scottie Pippen
On
on
Magic.
John.
Yeah. Yeah.
When John Stockton in the finals, they put Scottie Pippen on John Stockton to control really just to wreck the whole game plan. Scottie was that first lockdown defender that we saw in our generation, like that we recognized
And
as a
Scotty,
lockdown defender.
yeah,
So
and
yeah,
Scotty, he the one that translated for that game then to what it is now when you seeing forwards basically being point guards. So I can't say that.
and I also want to point out the fact that these two players played in two totally different NBAs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We remember Scotty really having to fight the New York Knicks. You remember Eastern
Yeah.
Conference? Man, them boys had to fight.
Yeah.
Like for real, literally. And
Let's not
Detroit
forget what happened
Pistons.
in Detroit though, too though. Let's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
forget that.
yeah. Sure,
When
for
when
sure.
when Detroit when he claimed he had a migraine. Scott,
For sure.
Detroit put him on his ass. But
So you
He had a
could
little
we
say,
headache. He had a little headache. A little headache.
yeah.
but you could say that Kawhi Leonard was the evolution of Scottie Pippen in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because Scottie Pippen,
Uh,
we didn't see that. We didn't see that before Scottie Pippen, and he is in the direct mold of Scottie Pippen.
I think the only difference
Better
is
shooter,
like
of course.
Kawhi definitely was like the number one guy offensively for his team. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
But
Not at first.
Scotty,
Not at first. Not
well,
at
of course,
first.
not with the Spurs though. But with the Spurs, they all gel and play together. But once they made it to the finals,
I mean, he
I mean,
did get the Finals MVP.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Like, 'cause once they got to the finals, they really got behind him. Cause I think
Yeah.
that's what they said really got them over that hump to
Mm-hmm.
beat who did they beat? No, LeBron
He
got
just
Miami.
counter. He
Yeah,
just
they beat Miami.
counteracted
They
LeBron.
beat Miami.
LeBron still put up numbers,
Yeah, he
but
did. He
Kawhi
still
just
did that.
counteracted.
But Kawhi made it very hard for LeBron. I remember that series. He made it hard for him.
He
But
made it hard, but it was
LeBron
a
did. LeBron was still LeBron though.
yeah.
But
yeah,
LeBron was still LeBron, and
yeah,
Kawhi obviously had the better team behind
yeah,
him, or the more consistent. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But no, Kawhi definitely came out. That was Kawhi coming out party right there
yeah. It
against the Eagles.
was. It
His
was. And I want to
MVP.
say,
well, cause he
and I
was a
want to
rookie.
say that was. I want to say that was his fourth season too. I think.
That was his fourth
Yeah,
season.
I
but
think so.
he had something that Scottie Pippen didn't have. Kawhi came into a whole system where he was be able to be molded into that. We obviously, Kawhi, he went kind of high. He went 15th in the draft, but we didn't see him becoming what he became. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he was
True,
able
true,
to.
true.
But yeah, like Ross said, he came to a team that was already established and polished.
Yeah,
And then the coaching staffs were being with Pop. Then you got your veterans like Tim Duncan, Mano, and Tony
yeah,
Parker. And
yeah.
then the type of play that Kawhi is, his game meshed well with San Antonio. When Scottie Pippen
I,
came to the
I don't
Bulls,
like
the
him.
Bu-
My bad. Go ahead. My bad, bro.
and then I'm saying when Scottie Pippen came to the Bulls were still trying to learn. They were still learning. It was still a process.
Yeah, they was
Mm,
still
He
young.
did. It's not like he came to the Bulls and they already won a championship because
yeah.
it took them a while to jail when
And
Kawhi came. Oh, go ahead.
I would liken Kawhi's NBA MVP, Finals MVP
Yep.
to who was that? Andre Iguodala. Remember, he got the Finals MVP with
Yeah. Yep.
Golden State, but he
Yeah.
wasn't the best player. In
No.
but he counteracted LeBron, played good defense, and put up numbers of
Mhm.
his own. So he
And he
got the
made it. And he
MVP.
made it tough for LeBron.
Yeah, for sure.
But
So those,
Kawhi, but
Yeah,
but but, Ka- but Kawhi made it tough, and he was doing his own thing. Andre Iguodala was he just made it tough for LeBron, but he wasn't actually like. I mean, he hit a few good
yeah, he hit wide open shots.
he hit a few good corner shots, but it's not like he was just balling. Kawhi Leonard was balling.
true.
You know what I'm saying? But then also remember, Kawhi Leonard got drafted to the Indiana Pacers, and
Yep,
they traded for him for George Hill.
yep.
George Hill.
So
Yep.
just imagine how that career would have been if he would have been in Indiana. But
We wouldn't
but
even
yeah,
seen him as much. That
You,
was
I
crazy
was just
though.
gonna say, do you think he would put on like he put on?
um,
Do you think
I
he
mean
probably would
that's
in?
that's, that's kind of
He
tough
would have been a
because
Patrick Beverly. He would have been a Patrick Beverly. He wouldn't have got that offensive game because he wouldn't have. Nah,
Damn,
he would have
Patrick
been
Beverly.
not Patrick Beverly, but Tony Allen. Tony Allen. Let's say.
Tony
Yeah,
Allen.
so,
Oh no, because
nah, I don't know. He can
Kawhi Leonard
score.
was a scorer. Kawhi Leonard was a scorer in college, but when he came to the NBA, they did change his shooting for him. Because the way he shoot when he was shooting in college was nothing how he was in the NBA. So the NBA basically kind of polished him to more of a scorer. So, but then
Yeah.
again,
Oh,
that was also that organization. I don't know if Indiana would have did that with him. So I don't know. That's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
a
you remember
that's kind of a what if.
Scotty postcards. He back in the day. You remember Scotty was came up in the time of the player. What you call them cards they used to put out. They had the player card, and Scotty was dunking on who that was. Patrick Ewing. You remember? Scottie
Yeah.
Pippen had like those iconic moments in the playoffs where him against the Knicks again, where they would kind of had bad blood. And you remember he pushed Patrick Ewing down, and they kind of he stood over him.
Already.
Man, but Scotty was known for putting people on posters for real.
As we can see on the
Athletic
screen
freak.
right here, to the way he doing
Hmm.
on the screen, flying around. He fly just like Mike. You know what I'm saying? So
So besides Scottie Pippen being a great defender, will we just see him on offense just being just athletic? Like, did
Great
he really have like
slasher. He was a
skills?
great slasher. He was a great slasher.
Okay.
And he was a decent mid range player, but he
Mm-hmm.
was so athletic that he could get to the rim easy. It
He
was
could he
easy
could
for him
run
to get
he
to
could
the
run the floor, and that would
rim.
made him and that
hmm
would have made him and Jordan so dominant because they both can run the floor. They both were real good, perimeter defenders. It's kind of hard to go against them too.
And Scotty was a willing passer, rebounder. He man
Mhm.
handled the ball, you know. So Scotty Pippen
He
did a whole lot.
he
He was
he.
ahead of his time.
Scottie Pippen made Jordan's job a little easy.
Yes, sir.
He
Definitely.
made Jordan. He made
And
Jordan's job easy.
Jordan has given Scottie Pippen no profit. Jordan said that out his own mouth that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Scotty
and
made
there's
his job way
but
easier.
then yep, and then later on, like when they became the goddamn pawpaws, that's when Scottie Pippen started saying a lot of off the wall
Oh yeah,
stuff.
both of them. They really.
Yeah,
We just
you
saw
know.
that Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley just made up after 15 years. So
Yeah,
hopefully
Yeah, I
Scottie
heard
Pippen and
that.
Michael.
That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
So so
We'll give him a
so
clap
really
for that.
really overall this is more of a personal pick because Kawhi and Pippen they like I said they like damn near A1 A2. So it's like pretty much who you basically who you will take. Okay, if you was a GM, who you put on your team first?
I'm taking
Kawhi or
Scotty.
Pippen?
I'm taking Scotty. And
Right.
then we gotta remember too, Scotty it was more available, you know. Kawhi,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
had the long, he
Kawhi,
had the
yeah,
lower minutes, right?
yeah, Kawhi definitely. When he get hurt, he be out for a long time, and then
Yeah,
it seems
he
like
be
when he back healthy, he'll still sit out. So you
true.
got to also take that accountable.
I think I'm gonna go with Pippen too, because I think if Pippen had that chance to be the number one, I think he probably would have been. I mean, probably done the same thing. I don't know about championship, but I think he
He
probably would
worried
have
about
done the
himself. He
same
worried
thing.
about himself a year and a half. Let's not
But I
forget
mean, like
that.
they were like, I mean, they were like, after the good run of the,
Yeah,
what I'm saying. But he still was putting up numbers though too, as
I think
when he
Scotty
was
showed
yeah,
that he could stand on his own when Jordan left. Scotty showed
yeah,
something during that little time, and that kind of went to
yeah.
Scotty head because when Jordan came back, it's like, hold on now, nigga. Like
you know.
Oh,
I was doing this, but while you were gone, so that was made a little tension between them right there. Because Scotty
Yeah,
saw and showed he had showed everybody that
he
hey,
didn't
I
need
can
him.
carry a team myself. I can be
so
the number one guy.
did they get put out the third? Did Scotty get put out the
Oh, the Eastern
semifinal?
Conference, the
Yeah, the Eastern
Eastern
Conference.
Conference.
Okay.
Yeah, Eastern Conference against
Yeah, yeah, New York.
the Knicks,
New York.
and they gave the
Yeah.
ball. They set a play up for Tony Kukoc to hit the game winner. They didn't give the ball to Scottie Pippen.
Oh, and that further made, tension between Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson because Scottie took himself out the game, and it was a lot to do with that. And remember, Kawhi had the same kind of departure from San Antonio where he fell out with Greg Popovich,
Yeah, but
where
it was with his uncle too.
The uncle. Oh, really?
his
Yeah,
uncle,
uncle
Uncle
was all
Dennis,
that.
Uncle Dennis.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah,
both players, very similar, is what I'm
yep,
trying to say.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
similar,
yep,
even their
yep,
True,
stories
true,
off the
true.
court, you know what I'm
yep.
saying?
Pretty
And,
much,
and
yeah,
their
pretty much. Like I'm
relationships
saying,
with the
81, 82.
coaches,
Yeah.
their relationship with the coaches, playing with other Hall of Famers, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Blending in like both of these guys are, basically, mirror images of each other.
Mm-hmm. So,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and then how Scottie Pippen got drafted to the Seattle SuperSonics. And then,
Yeah,
getting traded to the
and,
Bulls.
yeah,
Trade,
and there was a
mhm.
trade. There's a trade. Uh,
And both of them kind of
so back
came
to
out of
your question, you
nowhere. Scottie Pippen
saying,
coming out of, oh my bad, but Central Arkansas.
oh,
Scottie Pippen came out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
true, true, true. No, I'm like Boss Man Jay. I'm picking Scottie Pippen, man, because I think he would. I think he probably would have had probably similar I mean, because he got the stuff now though, the hardware to prove and things like that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Pippen if I'm gonna start my team off or whatever like that in this type of situation.
Yeah. See,
So,
if I start my team off, of course, idea is Scottie Pippen, but a healthy Kawhi is nothing you could do with a healthy Kawhi. So I'm going with a healthy Kawhi.
I
But
mean,
like I said, it's not it ain't really no bad choice.
true, true, true. It definitely ain't no bad choice on neither one of them though, because I mean, at least we know your guy would be hurt a lot. You know what I
You
mean?
know.
Whereas then with Scotty, he gonna be hurt some, but hey, he gonna definitely stand tall and do his thing though, man.
Hey, Scotty be
So
ready to
yeah.
fight on that court too. You remember Scotty was ready to fight a lot on the court. Scotty was one of the ones who would get it cracking.
And
That was
and, and,
another reason
another,
why
and
I
another
like.
similar and another similar thing besides him trying to fight sometimes, he was pretty quiet and shy like Kawhi too. He wasn't
I don't
much
know.
of a
I ain't gonna
talker.
say to Kawhi level though, but nah, cause Scotty
No,
was
it wasn't on
talking.
Kawhi level, but yeah, on the court, Scott. I mean, a
He
little
kind
bit.
of
But
was like
He
Kawhi.
was
That's what I'm
talking
saying. He
on the
came from
court
Central
though.
Arkansas,
Yeah.
yeah,
and he
Kawhi was
wasn't really a big personality. Neither
no,
one of these guys came in with like big personalities or big
no.
egos. Like it was just kind of
They
they were
just
kind
they
of
just were
awkward.
professional. Yeah, they kind of awkward. Just kind of they just play basketball. Go. I mean, Scottie Pippen started showing his personality later on in life. I don't know, that's a midlife crisis or what, but
This what Boss Man Jay talking
Mm.
about that right there. Putting him
Yeah,
in
he
the
shit
ring.
on.
Get off me,
Iconic
boy.
dunk,
Good
the
over. Get
iconic
off
dunk
me.
over Patrick Ewing, man. That
He
was
shit
hey,
on
I
him.
used to love it. I loved it. I was a big Scottie Pippen fan. With Jordan, of course, I loved the Bulls at that
Yes,
time.
sir.
But man, that's '90s basketball, and that's what would bring that puts Scottie Pippen over the edge for me because he played in that NBA. He played in that NBA that what I'm saying. It was it was cracking.
Hardcore. Look at these blocks.
Hardcore, exactly.
He going up and getting blocks and everything. Give me that. Stop that, boy. Give me that. Give me that.
Two-way
That
player for
defense.
sure.
Yes,
Two-way
sir.
player for sure.
Give me that.
One of the most versatile players in NBA history, man.
Give me that, boy.
Athletic freak. So yeah, but like DJ said, there's no wrong answer to this one, man. But Kawhi, you just so happen to be going up against Scottie Pippen. It's hard to win a debate when,
Mm-hmm.
because man, that was the golden era of basketball, bro. Hey, shoot.
For real. The best basketball that was played ever back then, though, you know what I'm saying? Just the feel of it, you know what I'm saying? Even just watching it, like, that's why we say like the eye test, man, that'll really can solve a lot of things. Who was who on that court, you know what I'm saying? But stats are cool too, you know what I mean? But who y'all got down there in the chat? Who y'all messing with? Scotty or Kawhi? Gonna get y'all chat. Go ahead and let us know y'all take up on there.
And
Um,
then let's imagine for a second we swap these two players out and put Scottie Pippen in his prime with Tim Duncan, or a young Scottie Pippen with a Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, and then you put a young Kawhi with MJ, and
it'll be
what would the difference
it'll be
be?
it'll be exactly the same.
I
It'll be
don't know.
similar, right?
Yeah, it'll be
Spurs,
exactly the same.
Spurs might be taking up going crazy though. Spurs might go even crazy.
So you think so? Okay, so say it's Scottie Pippen on the Spurs. You remember that year when Ray Allen hit that game winning shot on the Spurs and basically won the championship with Miami?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you think if Scottie Pippen was on that team, you think would Miami would have still won that championship, or you think Spurs would have won it?
Okay, you remember a lot of things had to happen in order for that shot to happen anyway, because they
Yeah.
took Tim Duncan off the court at
Yep,
that
and they
point.
put what's his name? Splitter.
Splitter,
I,
Tiago Splitter.
Whatever it
He's
yeah.
was.
the head
I don't
coach of
know
the
if they put Splitter on.
the
They
Blazers.
no, they took all big men off the
Oh, they
court,
had
I
a
think.
big man. No, okay, okay,
Yeah, they took all the big men
okay.
off the
Or
court.
was it
That's how
Boris
Boston
Diaw on
ended
the
up
floor?
Yep, I'm pretty sure Boris Diaw
something
was.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's how Bosch
that's how
got that
Bosh. Yep,
rebound.
yep, correct.
So I think Scotty would have been all over there. Yeah, Scotty would have probably been, he again has some of the best hands in NBA history.
Mm.
On every list
Mm.
you can think of defensively. So I think he would have, because that was a lapse in judgment. That's one of the one coaching blunders of Greg
Yeah,
Popovich's career, like
yeah,
for real.
that was a little slip up.
Yep.
So Scotty would have been his veteran leadership in that moment. I think, yeah, he would have been on that. They wouldn't have got that. Ray Allen wouldn't even got that shot off,
Mm.
or that rebound wouldn't have been even gotten by Bosch. So it would have been a little different, but I think they definitely still would have been very similar because they the same player. I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It ain't too much different, really. I just think Kawhi just a
It
better
ain't no too
scorer.
much different because
Kawhi just a better scorer,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I give Kawhi that. But like I said, Scottie Pippen wanted asked to score 30 points or be the number one until Jordan left or whatnot though. But throughout his time though, I mean, hey, I give him like 20, you know what I'm saying, probably the most, but Kawhi was a number one, Toronto, and then when Duncan them left the Spurs, he was gonna be the man too. But everywhere he went, he was the man after he grew up and stuff like that. So that's expected though for him to, you know what I'm saying, be the finals MVP and things like that when you the man of that team, you know. But as we can see on the chart here on the screen here, all the rest of their attributes still they pretty much the same, neck and neck, you know.
In them finals MVPs, I gotta give Scottie 2 assists. Or give Scottie a couple of assists in them finals MVPs. Cause I mean it's just different again. Scottie was never gonna get no finals MVP as long as MJ was on the team.
No,
True.
no, that's like that's how players is like being on a LeBron team. You ain't gonna get no MVP on LeBron.
Yeah. But if you're on Stephen Curry team, you'll get an MVP. I just want to throw that little shot out. I just want to throw a shot at the little Curry fans. You know, I like Stephen Curry. Y'all don't come in here bashing me though. But KD did get some Finals MVP.
Yeah,
What's the boy Iguodala did too now? You know, hey. So
Curry, you're crazy. Curry, he got 4 rings, but only got one Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm. So hey, but you know that is what it is.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Though, but hey, anything else before we get a slide on out of here?
Hey man,
Scottie Pippen, taking Scottie, man.
I'm
And
going Kawhi.
You going Kawhi?
Yeah, I'm going Kawhi.
Oh, okay.
Already.
It's a coin flip. It's a coin
Yeah,
flip.
that's what I'm saying. It's definitely a
Ain't no
quarter.
wrong.
Ain't no right or wrong answer. It's basically just pick your poison.
All right, but you see it on the thing though. Who the better player? Who was the better player?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Pip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, Pip
Shout out to
standing
the chat,
tall
man.
in this round. He's standing tall on this round. It's been the Game Changers podcast, and it's been NickMaddenTV. Me, Boss Man J, and DJ. We out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. We finna get out of here though. We'll be back again.
Yes, sir.
Peace.